What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got the UFC 269, Oliveira versus Poirier. Prediction, breakdown, guys. This is a very good card. A lot of wicked matchups on this card. Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, good matchup. Amanda Nunes and Julia Peña is a good matchup too. Julia Peña is a tough female, man, so be careful with that fight. Jeff Neal and Santiago, got Kaya France, Cody Garbrandt, got Shanna Marley and Paiva, Josh Emmett and Ige, Pedro Muniz and Dominic Cruz. That's a wicked fight too. A bunch of other fights here are pretty good too. Tai and Sakai, Silva, Wright, Munhoz, Anders, Irene and Miranda. I'm looking out for that fight. I'm kind of high on Irene. I think she's a pretty good prospect. Alex Perez, Matt Chanel. It's a pretty good fight too. Ryan Hall and Derek Minner, very good fight. Cohero and Gillian, pretty decent fight too. Costa and Kelly, it's a pretty wicked fight. So nearly the entire card is a pretty good card. They match up the fights really, really nice, right? Before I get started, man, punch that thumbs up button. Smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe to this channel and subscribe to my Patreon account for all face-off predictions, prop bets, and combination parlays. Also, you can donate to this channel if you want to, right? There's a PayPal donation button. You can donate if you want. You don't have to, but it helps the channel out. Give me, more time to put more energy into the channel. Give me more freedom so I can spend more time building the channel up and really researching the picks better, right? And making better predictions. Sorry about last week's card. I'm disappointed in myself on that card, man. I could have done way better than that. It was horrible, man. I mean, there's no excuses, I just didn't put enough work like I usually did or usually do, right? I usually go deep in the cards and, some fights never really went that deep with it, which that's my fault, So this card, what I'm doing now, I put a lot of work into it. This particular card, I didn't put a lot of work into it, man, and then you see what happened, right? So that's why I always say, make sure you dig deep and watch every single fight. And there's sometimes it's not only good to watch only the first fights, like the early fights, you gotta go way back, because you could miss something, right? A couple fights here, I kind of knew the outcome, but I kind of second guessed myself a little bit because of the homework. I didn't really go deep in this card. Let me see, an example. Jamal Hill and Crow. I had a feeling Hill would have won. I had a feeling he would have won that fight, right? Clay Guida and Santos, I had a feeling Clay Guida would have won. Curtis and Allen, I just had this feeling that, it's going to be the similar thing to when Curtis fought, what's that cat name? The wrestler cat. When he fought Hayes, right? And it was pretty much the same thing. And Brandon Allen was 300 on odds, and then Curtis was a big underdog. Exactly, same exact thing happened. Majority of this card was all underdogs hitting. Maybe like 3 or 4 favorites came in, right? I kind of knew that that Dusko would have won this fight too. I had a feeling that Barberena would have won because Weeks was a short notice, but I thought Weeks did a pretty good job though. I kind of had a feeling that Knight would have won too. I thought that Chris would have actually pulled this fight off, but it is what it is. And I thought Smoke would have did a better job. But like I said, man, this is what happens when you don't put enough energy into the card and enough work. I didn't really dig as deep like I should have with this card. I kind of slightly rushed through it, trying to do things at the last minute, and you can't do that, especially in a 13-fight card. I'm saying? If you don't have the moments and the time to do something, it's not going to turn out good. I'm saying? And there's sometimes, like I said, I'm busy a lot, and sometimes I'm trying to do this right at the last minute, but you cannot do that. You gotta put the energy into it. You gotta have, a good amount of time, and to break these fights down and watch the fights, right? And because there's a lot, you gotta read up the stats and watching fights, watching the guys, the early fights, the later fights is good. You have to do that because that's where you see all the techniques, all the movements, and you get to see all the weaknesses, right? So, no excuses. This was probably one of my worst cards I ever did. Yeah, it's probably one of my worst cards ever. I don't think I've been this low before. I think I probably got like four right or something like that. But like I said, that's not me. I'm not like that. I do better predictions than that. And if people know me, they know that my numbers are always high. I rarely go low, which I think this is probably this could be the second time I ever went low like this, if any, right? So we're gonna make it up for this one. So let's knock this out, guys. We're gonna do a better job on this one. 15 fights in this card. I put a lot of work into this. I watch every single fight on each guy, and I watch more fights on each guy. I didn't only watch one fight. I go back and watch other fights. And again, it's a prediction, guys. And you know what I'm saying, if you're betting with my fights, bet at your own risk. All right, there's nothing guaranteed, so anything could happen, right? So if you're gonna play around and bet and all these things, do it at your own risk. Do it at your own discretion now, okay? Because it's risky, and possibility you could lose, okay? But I did a lot of work on this card, okay? First fight here, we have Priscilla Cohiero versus Gillian Robertson. I don't think any one of these girls here are short notice. Cohiero here, she's gonna have a 2-inch of reach. She's more of a brawler though. She throws heavy, but the thing about her, she can get taken down, and she can get taken down a lot, and she can get controlled on the ground. She can't stop takedowns much, and from her last fight against Gina Mazzani, she almost lost that fight until she got the knockout, right? She's more known to brawl, right? But she throws heavy though, but she swings wild though, right? She could be the physically stronger woman here, with the strength advantage. So that's basically it for Cohiero there. Opponent here, Gillian Robertson. Gillian Robertson's striking has gotten better, but to stand up with Cohiero is not going to happen for her, because Cohiero is going to be more physical, stronger, and the heavier hitter, right? But Gillian shines with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu though. I believe she could be a black belt. I could be wrong about that. So she will look for submissions, definitely, right? Because that's her thing. She looks to take it to the ground and rear naked choke you, right? Let me see here. So she will wrestle you down and she will get the control on the ground. But the stand up, I would say Cohiero has that. And if this fight is going to be a stand up fight, I would go with Cohiero. I'm going to push towards Robertson here, and the only reason why I'm going towards Gillian Robertson for the win, because she can get a takedown, and she will get a takedown. But the thing is that she's going to have to keep Cohiero there, though, for all 3 rounds. And Cohiero looks like she gets stronger as the fight goes on. So this is a fight here. I'm not confident in this one, guys, because if Robertson gets tired in this fight, and she can't get takedown like what she was doing against, I believe it was Mazzani. No, was it Mazzani? No, Mazzani. Against, who was she doing that against? Against Miranda, Maverick. If she gets tired in this fight and she can't get a takedown, then she's gonna be in problem. But I think she should be able to get a takedown. So I'm gonna go with Robertson for the win. I'm gonna say Robertson by submission, 2nd round, right? It could be a rear naked choke, but I'm not confident. And this is a fight where you could probably fade it because it's a toss-up. And it should be an even fight because Cohiero could keep this fight standing. And if Robertson is unable to get the takedown, or if she's unable, or if she gets tired in the 2nd, 3rd round, then she will lose the fight. So I would say Robertson, 2nd round, submission, guys. And it could be a rear naked choke, okay? Next fight here, we got Ronda Costa versus Tony Kelly. Costa here got to have a 3-inch of reach, which is massive. Decent striking, an orthodox kind of striking, has a karate base to him there. Keeps the jab on you. The only thing about Costa though, man, he's a 1st round finisher though, man. This guy's a sprinter. And if he doesn't finish you 1st round, he loses. 2nd round knockout, 2nd round rear naked choke, 1st round. Even his amateurs. I mean, he went 2nd round doctor stoppage, but it's mostly 1st round finishes. So this guy is a sprinter. So I noticed that he doesn't have cardio. He gasses out, and if he gets you out of 1st round, if he doesn't finish you in 1st round, he starts to slow down in the 2nd, right? So basically, he fades after 1st, and also he's not durable. So if you start hitting him up with shots, hit him to the body, you start kicking his leg, you will start breaking him down, and this is after the 1st round. He's going to have the speed advantage in a kind of way, but Kelly is kind of fast too. If you watch some of Kelly fights, sometimes he performs differently. you know, in some of his fights I noticed here. In his fight against, who was it? In Kai Kamako, the third, he fought different. He seemed quicker in that fight, and his technique seems more cleaner. Against Ali here, didn't really look that great in the Ali fight. But that is why I say it's good to watch a lot of the fights, man, because you get a different perspective on the guys. Because sometimes, depending on the guy, he may fight differently. With Ali, would look for takedowns, so he may be a little more cautious. But Kai Kamako would look for takedowns too, but Kai Kamako basically stand a little bit more with him. Ronda Costa is going to stand with him. He's not going to really look for takedowns like that. So this could be a striking match here. Tony Kelly here actually is a 145er, and he moved on to 135. He has decent movement. He's a pretty well-rounded guy. He would definitely look for the submission. So there's a possibility there. There's a possibility that he could submit Costa. There's a strong possibility. He's crafty. He's a dog, man. This guy would just keep coming forward. He put the pressure on you, and great thing that he has the cardio and he's durable. So this guy's not gonna break under pressure, and he would take a hitting and keep on coming. And like I said, he's a dog. He keep pushing up pressure on you. He's crafty, and his thing is his submission game, and he will look for the submission on you. Costa's gonna need to finish this guy in the first round. I mean, that's basically it. And Kelly has never been finished, so he's gonna have to knock him out in the first round. Can he do it? It's possible. I mean, he has the striking, but Kelly has never been finished. So if basically I see this fight as if Costa doesn't finish Kelly in the first round, and the fight goes on, I could see Kelly pulling off a win here. So, and knockout, none, submission, none. This guy's durable. He's way more durable than Costa. Yeah, so I don't feel like Costa's going to finish him in the first round. I mean, that is what I feel. I could be wrong. So I'm going to go with Kelly for the win here, guys. And I'm going to say Kelly by submission in the second round. Not confident, okay? Next fight here, guys. We have Ryan Hall versus Derek Minner. This one is a tricky one here because both guys love the ground. The only difference is that Minner is kind of like a Costa, right? He gasses out. If he doesn't get that submission in the first round, he's done. He breaks under pressure, he gets tired. First round submissions, all first round submissions, basically. Some second in there, but not much. Maybe 1 or 2 second, but majority is all first round submissions. So this guy hunts submissions, and if he doesn't get it, he's done. He fades. Hall is a technician on the ground and standing up. He has more like a Kyokushin kind of kind of like a Machida stand-up, like a karate kind of a stand-up he has, right? See here, 22 by submission. So majority of this guy's wins are all by submission, and he's a first rounder though. So if he can submit Hall in the first round, then I would say Hall win the fight. Minner here, he wants a submission. I'm gonna read my notes here, guys, but he can get submitted. So he also can get submitted 8 by submission. So majority of his losses are by submission, but he has 22 by submission though. Not much of knockout. So this guy's not much of a stand-up guy much. He would throw the hands, but he's not known to knocking you out. Gasses out after first round. So he's a first round finisher. He's a sprinter with submissions. Costa is a sprinter with knockouts. His opponent here, Hall wants a submission, but will also get the knockout though. So Hall will look for a knockout. Like I said, he had more of a Machida kind of in and out spinning heel kicks. He throws a lot of front kicks, like a lot of Mawashigeri front kicks, a lot of unorthodox techniques. He set up the techniques from the outside by using the hands. He will drop the hands, kind of like a Stephen Thompson kind of vibe, shoulder cane, a Kyokushin kind of vibe, right? His last fight there against Ila Temporo. Ila Temporo is a tough dude, man. That guy is durable, heavy hitter, and he doesn't play around like that. So he basically just walk you down and will just take you down, and his ground game is good. This guy is very well-rounded guy. So that guy beating Hall is not like a big surprise, right? Hall wants the submission, but we'll also look for the knockdowns, unorthodox striking. His fighting style, his fight IQ is pretty good. Derek Minner doesn't have a good fight IQ. Ryan Hall has a good fight IQ, right? For this one here, guys, I'm liking Ryan Hall because I really don't see Derek Minner submitting Hall. It's possible because he has 20-something, so, but Hall is like he's like a magician on the ground, man. His ground game the guy is good on the ground, right? And his stand up is getting better. It's more of an orthodox, like I said, more of a karate kind of vibe he has there, and it works for him. He will knock you down with a spinning heel, hit you with a spinning back kick. You set up the Mwashigiri on you. You use the hands to set up the high Maigari or the high Mwashi. So I mean, his techniques are not bad, and his IQ, he got a good fight IQ, man. And he will roll for that leg. He will roll for your knee. He will roll for your ankle, man. So I mean, that's Moses' thing right there. Yeah, so I'm gonna go Ryan Hall. I'm gonna say Ryan Hall by submission in the second round. So you have a guy like Minner who has 20 odd submissions, but he's been submitted 8 times, and Ryan Hall doesn't really have that much. He only has 3, but he has never been submitted, so it's a tough fight here to call. But I'm going with Hall though for the smart fight IQ and submission second round, and I'm not confident because Minner has 22 by submission, and you never know. It could be the first time that Ryan Hall gets submitted. You never know. All right, so, but I'm going to Hall, submission second. Next fight here, guys. We got Alex Perez versus Matt Schnell. Alex Perez here is a pretty well-rounded guy, but he can get submitted. But he puts it together very, very well, though, right? He got caught by a guillotine by Figueiredo, which, if you know, Figueiredo is a champion, or was a champion, right? But it happens, man, you leave a knockout there and you get caught. To get submitted, man, it can happen to anyone. Also getting knocked out too. Alex Perez has been submitted 4 times. It seemed to be his weakness, though. When you see guys getting submitted like 10 times, 5, 6, 4 times, it's their weakness. His opponent here is Matt Schnell. Gonna have a 5-inch reach, which is massive. This guy's well rounded too, and he will look for the submission. He has 8 by submission. The matchups are good on this card. He also has a guillotine choke. And Perez been submitted by guillotine. But Schnell is very hittable though. That's the only thing. His stand-up defense is not that great. And when you tag him, he gets frozen. This is a tough one because Schnell could submit Perez, but I feel Perez faced tougher competition, and Perez is a little bit more. I mean, Matt Schnell faced some guys too, but yeah, he faced some guys too, like Rob Funtz and Alexander Pantoja and these guys there. And Alex Perez faced some tough guys too, Jose Benavidez, them. Joseph Omega, and then he fought Figueiredo. Actually, I think he was fighting for the belt for that fight. Yeah, he was actually fighting for the belt for that fight there. It was a 5-rounder. I'm liking Perez, guys. I'm gonna say Perez by decision. I feel like he's a little more well-rounded. His striking is good, he's decent, and matching our stand-up is suspect. His chin is there to get hit. His head is straight up. His chin is straight up. His ground game is decent, and he could submit Perez, but Perez ground game is not so bad either. But he can get submitted, but it's not so bad. Okay, again, it's higher competition, higher level maybe, like Figueiredo, or if he leaves his neck out there. So I'm gonna say Alex Perez by decision, guys, but I'm not confident. All right. Next fight here, guys. We have Irene Blancofield versus Miranda Maverick. Irene Blancofield, hopefully I pronounced that right, Blanchfield, Blancofield. Irene is going to have the 3-inch of reach here. I'm impressed with Irene. I'm very, very impressed with her. She's a good prospect here. I like the way she fights. I love how she mixes it up with her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and her striking is getting better, keeps the pressure on you. Good takedown defense. We look for the submission. Striking at times needs a little work because her head is kind of there to get hit. So sometimes we'll go straight towards you, but the head don't move off center line, and you can hit her with shots. Hopefully she works on that. But overall, though, like I said, she's a good prospect, though, and I like the way she fights. I like her. I like the way she set up a strike and get the takedowns, and I like her strength. I like her forward pressure. I like her technique. Her ground game is very impressive, and I think she's a good prospect. Her opponent here, Maverick. Maverick has a strong wrestling base there. Her striking is coming along. Lots of forward pressure too. She could be the physical stronger person here, but I think it could be even because when you look at Irene is pretty strong too in the physical department, right? Let me see here. She will also wrestle you down, and she will look for the submission. But the thing about Maverick, I noticed that she will slow down. Once you start putting that pressure on her, once you hit the second, third, she start to slow down. Against Marcy Barber, she was starting to slow down. If the girl is a physically strong woman and she able to pressure and the mental is strong, I feel Irene's Blankfield mental is strong. So I feel Irene could break Margarita, right? And I feel that she can't even take her down, and I feel she could even submit her if she wanted to. I just feel Irene is actually a better fighter, in my opinion, right? So, like I said, I feel that Maverick is pretty decent too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about this woman, but I'm liking Irene here, guys, for the win. And I'm going to say Irene by decision, guys. And I'm not confident in this fight either, okay? Next fight here, guys, we have Andre Muniz versus Eric Anders. Andre Muniz here is going to have a 3-inch of reach, which is massive. Pretty well-rounded guy. His BJJ is his bread and butter there. 14 by submissions, but he's been knocked out 4 times, though. So that's something to look at. But the last time he been knocked out was 2016. So it's been a while, right? So he hasn't lost since then, since 2016, right? His opponent here, Anders is going back down to 185, right? Usually goes up to 205 and fight there too. Anders is a well-rounded guy. He's heavy-handed and will put the pressure on you. He will look for the takedowns, but he usually gasses out though in the later rounds, and he usually get like kind of slow down. Like he doesn't really throw much once he hit the second and third. But he keeps the pressure on you though. This one could be a tricky one here because, like I said, Muniz has been knocked out 4 times. And if Anders put that pressure on him, put him against the cage, it could be problems. But Muniz is good in the clinch. And Muniz can get a takedown. And I feel Muniz is a quicker fighter with a longer reach, man. So, I mean, what I've seen from Muniz from his last fights, he's just been getting better and better and better each time. Right? Anders kind of... he's on and off. Like sometimes he performs differently. Even at 205 and 185, he performs differently. It just depends on what Anders coming there. You know what I'm saying? Anders against Stewart was more of an aggressive Anders. And sometimes you don't really seem like that too much. So I don't know what Anders is going to come. But Muniz against Soldier and even Fabisky and all these other guys there, he's showing that, you know, that he means business, you know, and his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is very good. And his all-around game is good. So, I mean, I'm liking Muniz here, guys. But don't sleep on Anders, because Anders could pressure him and just keep pushing him around against the cage and just keep landing shots on him against the cage. He may can get a knockout. But I'm going for Muniz, guys. And I'm going to say Muniz by decision. And I'm not confident, guys. A lot of these fights I'm not confident in because to me, a lot of the fights are kind of close, right? So be very careful with them. Next fighter, we got Bruno Silva versus Jordan Wright. Silva here is a heavy-handed guy, man. This guy got a lot of power. But he will gas out, though, into the second, third round. His ground game is getting better, but he can get taken down. I think that's his weakness. This guy got 18 by knockout, man. 18. So majority of his wins are just by knockout. But he's been submitted 5 times. So like I said, when you see guys with 5, 6, 7, 8 submissions, losses, that's his weakness right there. His opponent here, Wright. Wright is a karate base there. He has a killer instinct in him, you know, but he usually gets that when he sees you're hurt and he start jumping on you. You start landing shots. You start pressuring you hard. He's just going straight forward with his chin up, running towards you. His last fight here against Jamie Pickett, man, he got Jamie Pickett hurt and he's just running towards him, chin up, off balance, just throwing his hands. He's open to get countered, open all day. He's going to have a 3-inch of reach over Silva here. And to be honest with you, I think Jordan has been knocked out twice. One of the knockouts, I think it was like a non-contest or something like that. But obviously, you know, the guy got knocked out. So, I mean, regardless. Shows one here by Joaquin Buckley. And the other one here was against Anthony Hernandez. The thing about Jordan Wright, if he doesn't hurt you and he's not able to jump on you quickly, he may lose, because once you start backing him up, once you start pressuring him, he doesn't do well. It's like he doesn't move his head well. He doesn't know what to do. It's like he freezes up in there. And if Silva start landing them shots on him, I could see him going down, man. So again, Wright could come in here and then pull off something. He has unorthodox kicks and everything like that, spinning heel kicks and high Mwashigeri. So if he can land something on Silva, he can hurt him, but Silva never been knocked out though. Or Jordan Wright could push for takedowns because he has a ground game too. He has 5 by submission, but like I said, most of his stints I've seen him is just mostly knocking out people. You know, so I'm gonna go with Silva, man. I just feel Silva more seasoned guy here. He's a heavier hitter, man, and he doesn't shy away. Jordan Wright will shy away. You know, if he doesn't hurt you quickly, he shies away once you start trading. I'm liking Silva. I'm gonna say Silva by KO TKO guys in the first round. Am I confident in this one? Because Wright will surprise you, you know. As a tempo Jordan Wright, he will surprise you, man. That kid will surprise you. So I'm kind of confident, but not. So I mean, I must say not really confident in this one, really. Because Wright will surprise you. He'll probably come in here and start going for takedowns. It looks like he's training with a wrestler guy, too. So he's probably going to come in here to wrestle and grind. If he's able to kind of hold on, Silva on the ground, like what his last fight here with Andrew Sanchez. If he's able to do what Andrew Sanchez does and don't get gases out and don't gas out, then he could win the fight. If he's able to carry that for 3 rounds. So you never know. He may come in here and wrestle, man. So be careful with this one, guys. I said KO TKO first round Silva. Not confident. Next fight here, we got Augusto Sakai versus Tai Tuivasa. Sakai here has going to have a 2-inch of reach. He's well-rounded dude, but he slows down though. He slows down a lot, and his movement is kind of slow. So basically, he's not a quicker guy in there. That's basically what I'm trying to say. He's heavy-handed though, but he's not a quicker guy in there. He's going to have a low volume. He's not a quicker guy, and the longer the fight goes, he doesn't really do much. You know, like he sits back a lot, right? His opponent here, Tai is well-rounded too, but he can get taken down though. But it seems like he's been working on a takedown, but he can still get taken down. He will also gas out in the fight too, right? This guy will, you know, he could finish in the first round, but then he goes into the second and he'll start to get sluggish. Let me see here. He's also heavy-handed, and he's gonna have the speed advantage. He's quick at the movement, well quick at the punches. His hands will fire at you, man. He will let the hands go quickly, like what he did against Greg Hardy. He's like he can throw quick, man. Got fast twitch muscles on him, you know. So the quicker, way quicker guy here is Tai, way quicker than Sakai. Yeah, I'm liking Tai here, guys, but these are both heavyweight guys, and anything can happen. Take one shot and you're out. I would say more Tai knocking out Sakai than Sakai knocking out Tai, because Sakai is not really that quick of a fighter. He will throw, but he's not really that quick. Well, Sakai could back up Tai though and then go for takedown, and Tai doesn't really defend the takedowns too well. So this fight here, guys, is a toss-up, to be honest with you, heads or tail. But I must say Tai Tuivasa because of the speed advantage. And I must say Tai by decision. You know, I can see him, you know, taking a fight to decision, kind of similar to what I did to was it against Andrei Arlovski. He went through a decision. He doesn't really go to decisions much though, but. You know, I say by decision by Tai, but be careful because Sakai could get a win here by submission or just ground and pound him. Yep. So this one is a close one, guys. So be careful. Tai by decision. Next fight, we got Pedro Muniz versus Dominic Cruz. Good fight. Muniz here is a BJJ black belt. He's a pretty well-rounded guy. Bite on the mouthpiece kind of guy. Forces he forces the brawling. So there's a guy that want to brawl. He would, like, you know, go phone booth with you and just swing out, right? Not the best fight IQ, and he will attack the legs with a lot of leg kicks, right? So this guy here kind of like can get flat-footed, but he swings well. And if he connects, he'll knock you out. You know, he has a heavy-handed, like I said, bite on the mouthpiece and swing. His opponent here, Dominic Cruz, unorthodox movement. His footwork is pretty decent. Good fight IQ, 3-inch of reach, 2-inch of height. Dominic Cruz already broke down Nunes when he was doing the commentary for, I believe it was Aldo and Munhoz. So he already know what Muniz is going to do already. And with the footwork that Cruz has, Muniz is going to be missing all night. And with the reach that Cruz has, he's going to be jabbing him up with the reach. That 3-inch. And Cruz know how to use a reach. And Cruz movement is one of the best in the sport. Other than Stephen Thompson. Stephen Thompson got good footwork too. But Cruz footwork is a little different though. A lot of stutter stepping, kind of like, he kind of leave traps. And then when you go hit him, he's not there. Kind of like a Muhammad Ali kind of vibe. So I like him Cruz. Again, his fight IQ is pretty good. I mean, if you look at how Munhoz fight, his foot doesn't really, he's not on his toes moving up and down nowhere. His footwork not taking him nowhere. He's just swinging in one position. Cruz is going to be in, out, lateral, in, out, and giving traps. By the time Munhoz swing, Cruz is not going to be there. Then he's going to hit him with a jab, and move around a lateral circle around him. He may even take him down too if he feels like it. It's all in the footwork. So I'm liking Cruz. I'm going to say Cruz by decision. And I'm confident in this one, guys. This is a fight I'm confident in. All right. Next fight here. That's my only confident one so far. We have Josh Emmett versus Dan Ige. Emmett here is a pretty well-rounded guy. Throws heavy, wrestling base. He will look for knockout. He will slow down as the fight go along, but he will keep his composure and he won't give up. This guy here is not going to give up, man, even if he's tired. Josh Emmett has natural raw power. He's naturally raw. Like, if he touches you, you go down. That's naturally. So it's something that he just possesses, you know. You can say he's born with it. You know. His opponent here, Ige. Ige BJJ black belt. He has punching power too, but Ige is very hittable though, and he can get taken down. He's comfortable off his back because he can look for submissions. But like I said, Emmett is a pretty good fighter. Emmett has a smart fight IQ, and like I said, Emmett is raw power. And I feel Emmett physically shape and built could be a slight bigger than Ige, like on the frame of his body. And like I said, the power from Emmett, man, and I just feel Emmett is just a crafty guy, man. If you look at Ige a little more hittable. He's a lot more hittable, and Emmett connect to Ige. Ige will probably get hurt in the fight. If you watch a lot of Ige's fight against Kevin Cotter, Song Yeon Jung, even against Edson Barboza, which I felt he lost a fight. Even against Julio Ars, he was getting hurt. He gets flash knockdowns a lot, and then he recover. If Josh Emmett connect, I can see him going out, man. But I must say Emmett by decision, guys. But I'm not confident because Ige is a pretty good fighter too. But I'm liking Josh Emmett by decision. Not confident. Next fight here, guys. We have Sean O'Malley versus Raulian Paiva. O'Malley here is going to have a 3-inch of reach, 3-inch of height, which is massive. Decent movement, striking decent. But his ground game is kind of suspect though. You know what I'm saying? He ain't really get tested too well on the ground yet, you know. I mean, he lost to Oliveira because his ankle got messed up again, but he hasn't really get tested yet. And you see him against Andre Sokam. Andre Sokam was taking him down in that fight, or got him down a couple times. The thing about this fight with Raulian Paiva here, Raulian Paiva is a well-rounded guy, but he tends to want to stand up more and strike. He can get takedowns, but he wants to stand up more and strike. He can get wild though, and sometimes he's kind of flat-footed and leaping with his chin up. Kind of swings, just a lot of overhand shots, hook punches, right? He's also hittable because he's there to get hit because he's just winging punches and his legs not really moving. He's in one spot. His head is in center line. Let me see here. But he keeps coming forward though. That's the thing. And it's durable. He can take a licking and keep on coming forward. The thing about this fight, man, is that Sean O'Malley, his technique and his jab, even his reverse punches and his countering is pinpoint accurate, man. And if Raulian come in there and just like start swinging like that, his face is gonna be right there, kind of similar to this Chris guy here that that O'Malley fought. You know, Chris' head never left center line, and he was just rushing forward, just trying to swing bumps. I can see Raulian doing the same thing here. The only thing though, Raulian though, is the forward pressure, the consistent pressure, and Raulian throws heavy, and Raulian can get the takedowns. That's the only thing. If he decides to push takedowns in this fight, you could see something else, man. You know what I'm saying? So this fight here, I'll be very careful with it because Amali could lose this fight because Raulian can get takedowns if he really chooses to just push that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Keep the pressure on him, push him against the cage, pressure, maybe throw some overhands at close range. On the outside range, Amali have him all day on that. So he has to get on the inside, which, like I said, Raulian can do that. So this fight, guys, here, I'm not confident. Like I said, I feel Amali ground game is not that good. I feel like he's just a suspect. You know, you don't know what to expect for him on the ground because he hasn't been really tested at that level. And if Raulian can take him down and control him, Raulian could probably get a decision or even submit him. I don't think I think he has submissions. I think so. I think most of his fights was by knockout though. Let's take a look here and see. He has 3 by submission and 4 by KO. A lot of decision wins. I must say Sean O'Malley, guys. But I must say Sean O'Malley by decision. But man, I'm not confident because Raulian Pivot is a tough dude. And he's durable and he's going to keep coming. But he's hateable. And Sean O'Malley is light on the foot. His jab release, his countering, I believe his counter hooks. Everything he does is connects, and his kicks too. His spinning back kicks. His Mawashi Garis. Everything is pinpoint. He's very accurate with his shots. I give him that. His punches and kicks are very accurate, and they always land on point, especially his jab. So I'm gonna go Sean O'Malley, but not confident. All right. Next fighter, guys, we got Kaya Kara France versus Cody Garbrandt. France here is pretty well rounded dude too. He's also hittable too, man. His head don't really move center line as much. Striking at times, it can look kind of suspect to me. This fight's at 125, but he has fought at 135 in his early career, right? His opponent here, Cody Garbrandt, he's moving down to 125, man, for his first time. So we never seen him at 125 ever. You know, didn't look too good at 135, losing a lot of Pedro, Munhoz, TJ Dillashaw, but those are tough guys, and Rob Fonte lost to his last fight, right? Man, this one here, man, I mean, the Cody Garbrandt has a wrestling base. He's hittable, man. He take a lot of damage. He moving to 125. I'm not sure how his chin at 125. I mean, at 135, he can get rocked. You know what I'm saying? So at 125, I mean, he's going to be lighter. I mean, will his chin be better? I think his chin might be worse, right? But striking-wise, I like Cody for striking. Or the wrestling-wise, I like Cody too. So, I mean, I'm just going to go by that. But we're going to see the weigh-ins and face-off to see what he looks like on the scale. Because 125 he never fought 125 before. So we don't know what he's going to look like. But I must say Cody Garbrandt though, man. But this one I'm not confident because it's his first time making 125. And France will come in here and touch him one time and it's over. You know, he's not 135. At 135, he seemed to get hurt. You know, it's easy. You know, but he's fighting tougher competition and bigger guys. You know, and France is a little bit smaller, supposedly, but still is. I'm just going by the skills. I'm not trying to go by too much of the weight here. I'm just going by the skills. If I'm going by the skills and the technician and the striking, boxing, and the wrestling, I have to go Cody. Until we can see the face-offs, I may change it to my face-off predictions. All right, guys, but Cody by decision. Let's keep going here, guys. We got Geoff Neal versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. Geoff Neal here. He's going to have a 2-inch of reach here. His power is good for the first and second round, and that's it. After the first and second round, he starts to slow down. His power is not really there anymore. Heavy-handed, but he will get into brawls, but his control technique, though. First, second round finisher here. So this guy looked to finish in the first and second round. I believe he came off a DUI or something like that. He was drinking and driving, and he was, I guess, drunk. Got pulled over at Thanksgiving. So then he's been drinking then. So we're in December. This fight is what? The card is going to be December 11, right? Yeah. And he was drinking at Thanksgiving, getting drunk. I don't know. I mean, not, taking anything away from the guy, but I mean, he's not, the time that he's drinking, Santiago Ponzinibbio is training. The time when Geoff Neal is drinking and drunk, getting pulled over by the cops, we got Santiago who is training, you see? So, Santiago here, he's a more experienced guy here, is well-rounded. He will look for takedowns, and he will also look for knockouts. So this is a guy that can take the fight anywhere. Been off for a little while, came back against Gillian, lost that fight. You know what I'm saying? It happened, he's been off for a little while here. Came back against Miguel and pulled off a good win there. Right? Close fight, but he won the fight. Geoff Neal, man, I mean, a DUI and all these things, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. People make mistakes in life, whatever, you know. But it's more about who's training more and who's getting drunk. You know what I'm saying? He should be training and getting prepared, not being drunk. I'm not talking crap about these guys. I'm just being honest, because I know what it feels like. Because I used to, way back in my days, I used to get drunk instead of actually training. I was out there getting drunk, so I waste a lot of my moments away just doing that. Can't mix up. You can't, if you're doing a sport which is based on your physical fitness and your cardio and also your health, your mental state. You can't be out there drinking, because the next guy is not drinking. The next guy is preparing himself. You know, he's preparing himself by not drinking. He's training. So if you're drinking, getting drunk, I mean, hey, I don't know, man. But I'm gonna go with Ponzinibbio though. I'm gonna say Ponzinibbio by a decision, guys. And I'm not confident because Neal could come in here and land an overhand. As like I said, with Ponzinibbio, he's been knocked out, I think, 4 times already. So he has to be first or second round. So if Neal connects to him, if Neal is in the middle and Ponzinibbio is in the middle and it's phone boat style and figure Neal land that punch, catches Ponzinibbio on the chin, Ponzinibbio can get knocked out. He's been knocked out 3 times. Geoff Neal, to me, is a more durable guy. Even though he's drunk, whether DUI, he's a more durable guy. He can take more of a shot than Ponzinibbio can. But I'm gonna go with Ponzinibbio though. I'm more for the veteran, more for the experience. So I'm gonna say Ponzinibbio by decision, guys. But be careful with this one. I ain't confident. All right. Co-main event here, we got Amanda Nunes versus Julianna Peña. Amanda Nunes here, man, I mean, nothing much to say. I mean, she's well-rounded, heavy hitter, skilled, different level here, man. I mean, like I said, there are women out there that, you know, not stereotyping, you know, not saying that she like a man or whatever. She hit like a man, like she hit, like she can hit. Like, you know, some women, you know, at the 135 or the 145, they don't really pack that power. Amanda Nunes can hit. And Chris Cyborg, Amanda Nunes, they all fall in that category of women who can hit. Also, Valentina Shevchenko, they all fall into that category of women who can hit like solid. Basically, if they fought against men, they could knock the men out, in my opinion. Right? So, I mean, there's women like that, and Amanda Nunes is one of them. Julianna Peña doesn't pack that punch like that, right? If it's a stand-up fight, Peña won't get knocked out. What Peña possesses, though, is a toughness to keep coming forward and the cardio and the ground game for submission, but then Nunes also has a ground game too, right? This fight is going to be at 135, right? And it's a 5-rounder. Julianna Peña here, she's a tough woman. Let me see. I see her maybe pulling off a submission here, and mostly a cardio winning thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe can push the fight, get Amanda Nunes tired, possibly even ground and pound her, or pull off a submission. That's the only thing I could see. But standing up with Nunes, it's not going to happen, man. Nunes going to take her head off. Just the power is her power, her punching ability, her striking. It's on a different level. You know what I'm saying? It's not much women have that power like what Amanda Nunes and Cyborg and Shevchenko have. It's not much women have that. I mean, at least in MMA, I should say. So, yeah, I mean, I'm liking Nunes, but there's still an upset, though. Believe that. There's still an upset because Peña is tough. And if she can push, and get Amanda Nunes tired, which Amanda Nunes hasn't been tired in a while. She used to have a problem when she used to get tired a lot. And if you suspend her, she should hold herself at 145. But that's 145. Against Germany Radamine, she held her own and kept her composure. But this fight here, Peña is going to be under consistent pressure. It's different when you have that pressure on you. When you have consistent, straightforward. With Germany, the rather means you kind of stay on the outside and pick the shots. Peña is going to come straight forward for 5 rounds consistently. She could run into a shot though. That's the whole thing. So this fight here, guys, I'll be freaking careful because it could be an upset by Peña. But I must say, Amanda Nunes by KO TKO, guys, in the first round. But I'm not confident because when you have a person that's pressuring you consistently and it's not really on the outside is trying to strike with you and just keep pushing forward, it could wear you down if you cannot land that one shot, which Amanda Nunes can land it. But if she's unable to land that knockout punch, the fight will drag on first, second, third, fourth, and then all the way into fifth. Amanda Nunes is dragging her foot, can get taken down, ground and pound, or submitted somewhere fourth, fifth of Julia Peña pull the fight off. It's possible. But I'm going to go with KO TKO first round by Nunes though. Alright? Main fight in the card here, guys. Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier. Charles Oliveira is a very well-rounded guy. Been in UFC for a long time. Had his up and downs. But this guy, man, has pushed it to a different level. And he has gotten better through the years. He shows the grind that this guy went through. Went through a lot of ups and downs. Became... like his IQ, his striking, his Muay Thai, his ground game, everything. His ground game was always good, but his striking got way better. BJJ black belt, and also his Muay Thai got better. The way he threw the elbow, the knees, the jab, or use the jab, set up the kicks, his leg kicks. He can get hurt in the foot though at times against Michael Chandler and other fights. You see him get stung, and usually when he used to get stung, he used to just fall down on the ground and just curl up. No, he's not doing that no more now. You know, he's trying to find a way out and come back and then pull the fight off. So his heart and his mental toughness has gotten better, right? His opponent here, Dustin Poirier. Poirier is a well-rounded guy too. He got decent boxing, but he can get taken down. He can get taken down and he can get grinded out. If you look at the Dan Hooker fight, that's an example. Got taken down. The Khabib, same thing. Max Holloway, he can get taken down in his fights. The Eddie Alvarez, he can get taken down in the fight, right? He's striking though. If you notice, Dustin Poirier striking, it's kind of a slow pace. He swings a lot wild. He can be accurate though, but he swings a lot wild, and sometimes he misses. But his speed is not really there. I would say Oliveira is a quicker fighter here. Poirier also takes a lot of damage too. He will kind of brawl it out with you. If you throw down with him, he will stay in form mode and throw it out with you. And he will take a lot of damage. Against Oliveira, you probably don't want to do that because Oliveira, to me, when it comes to striking, he's more of a... he's more pinpoint accurate, especially his jab, his knees, elbows. He will hit you with that one shot and stung you with it. But he's more accurate. With Dustin Poirier, he more winds up and throw more looping hooks and then miss. Kind of like duck down and throw. And when you see with Oliveira, he's more lengthy with throw the jab, maybe set up the knee, maybe set up the elbow, and most of the knees. Then he will go for takedown, and then he will look for submission. Or if you go for takedown for him, he will get your neck and guillotine you. So I feel that Oliveira has progressed over the years, and he has gotten better. With Dustin Poirier, he has gotten better too, but not at the level of Oliveira. And for this fight, guys, I'm liking Oliveira because I feel Oliveira has gotten better through the years. He progressed to a way better, more well-rounded guy, right? And the problems that he had, he fixed those problems. So he used to get like stung in the foot and get knocked out and then it was over. Now he's like composing himself and he's finding ways of pulling off the fight even though he got knocked down, right? With Dustin Poirier, he kind of does the same thing. He can get taken down, he gets into brawls. Not as durable like he used to because he has a lot of injuries and a lot of surgeries. So I'm liking Oliveira, guys. And I must say Oliveira by third round submission, guys. But I'm not confident because Dustin Poirier is no joke. And if Dustin Poirier can come in here and land overhand or land some good punches on Oliveira, he could finish him. Alright. Quick look at the odds here, guys. So what we're working with. Quick look at the odds. Where's the odds? Okay. Gillian Roberts and Priscilla. Gillian Roberts is 400. No, guys, man. Come on, no, man. The guys are joking. No. That's why I told you this fight here should have been an even fight. And when I see the odds, no, man. Come on, no, man. Nah. I think O'Hara could be a good dog, guys. Be careful with this one because if Robertson is unable to take her down and the fight leaves standing up and is into second, third, and she's struggling, I can see O'Hara landing big shots on her and hurting her. So be careful with this one. Robertson at 400? No. Be careful. I'm not saying she can't win because I have her winning, but the odds is just way too high, man. It is ridiculous. Ronda Costa and Kelly. I feel like Ronda Costa is too high too. From just the way how he fights, he's a first round finisher. Kelly's a tough dude, man. He's durable. He's not gonna go down so easily. Anything's possible. He's not gonna go down so easily. Costa gonna have a hard time with him if he can't finish in the first round. So Costa being 170, 200. Nope. This should be an even fight in my opinion. So be careful with that one, guys. I'm liking Kelly. Derek Minner and Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall 200, 210. I could see Hall winning this, but odds is too high too. Because Derek Minner has a submission chance. He has over 22 submissions, man. I mean, Hall never been submitted, but he has a chance. So I would say Hall maybe 160, 150, kind of close. But I do see Hall winning, but not a 200. Odds are crazy, man. Alex Perez and Matt Chanel. Damn, Alex Perez is 300 and something, dude. Oh, man. Because Matt Chanel has a submission chance, and Perez can get submitted. Striking-wise, Perez win the striking, but it's mixed martial arts. So why is Perez so high when he can get submitted? And Matt Chanel has submissions, especially a guillotine choke. So Perez at 300? No, man. I said Perez maybe 170, 160. Oh, man. Odds is off on that one, guys. Be careful with that one, man. Erin Blancafield and Miranda Maverick. They got Maverick as favorite here. I'm liking Erin Blancafield, though. I mean, that's just me. I mean, like I said, I could see Miranda winning. It's possible. Or, it's kind of a close fight, though. So, I mean, it could be even, when the fight starts. But I'm liking Erin Blancafield, though. And she's an underdog. So, whichever way you guys want to go, just be careful with it. But I'm liking Blancafield. Andre Muniz, Eric Anders, Muniz 145, 148. Alright, kind of close fight here. I don't disagree with this one. And this could win though, guys. Like I said, it's a close fight, so be very careful with this one. It could get even closer. So be careful. I'm liking Muniz. Bruno Silva and Jordan White. Bruno Silva is 300 and something. Really, I don't disagree though, man, but you still gotta be careful because Jordan White, he can hit, he can throw his hands. He can throw heavy, and he has a ground game, and it looks like he's been training wrestling. A lot of wrestling for this fight. So Bruno Silva can get taken down, so be careful. Bruno Silva, he can get the knockout, but I just be careful, man. I wouldn't put Bruno Silva so high. Maybe 200, I would probably say. He's supposed to can win though, but like I said, Jordan White look like he's training wrestling for this fight specifically. Right? So be careful. Augusto Sakai, Thai, perfect. I have nothing to say about that one. Dominic Cruz, Pedro Muniz. I like Dominic Cruz. I'm pretty confident in that fight, but I could see where Muniz could give him problems with the leg kicks, but again, Cruz's legs are always moving. So I like Cruz, but it's even fight, that's fine with me. But I'm liking Cruz. Ige and Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett 155, 163, kind of close fight here. I don't disagree with the odds in this one. I do believe Josh Emmett's supposed to can win this fight. Sean O'Malley 300 and something. Hell no, guys. The reason why, because Raulian can get takedowns, and Sean O'Malley ground game is suspect. And we have a guy like Raulian who's durable. The guy is durable, man. He can take a licking and keep on ticking and keep him coming forward and throw overhands, heavy shots, and pressure with takedowns. You know what I'm saying? If you can put the pressure on Sean O'Malley and pepper him up and go for takedowns, you just never know. So Sean O'Malley being so high, no, man. This fight, I wouldn't really put it as an even fight. But if I put Sean O'Malley like 160, 170, it's kind of close, man, to be honest. It's kind of very, very close. I just don't trust Sean O'Malley too much, man. Because I feel like his ground game is suspect, dude. Like, we just haven't really seen him much on the ground, you know. And Raulian can get the takedowns. So, striking-wise, Sean O'Malley should win the striking battle. But I disagree on the odds here. I think Sean O'Malley is too high. Cody Garbrandt, France here 135. Some sites kind of close to even. Still is that Cody first at 125. You know what to expect. Should be closer. I would say this fight should be even. But the fact that Cody is 125, you just never seen him there. You don't know how his chin is going to be. If his chin is weak at 135, imagine at 125. I mean, France probably doesn't even need to land that, heavy of a shot. Just touch him there. So this fight should be even. So be careful with it. Which is look like it may be even. Geoff, Neal, and Ponzinibbio, which is pretty much close to even fight. Right? I don't disagree with the odds on here. I feel Ponzinibbio should be able to win this fight. If he gets into a brawl with Neal, it could be problems for him. I don't advise him to do that. I advise him to keep this fight long range and maybe go for takedowns. He doesn't want to phone boot with Neal because, like I said, I feel like the guy that could take them more shots and keep standing is Neal. And I feel like the guy that making go on is Ponzinibbio. So he should keep this fight long. But I don't disagree with the odds, though. Nunes and Peña. Damn, Nunes is, well, obviously, yeah. Obviously the biggest out on the card, of course. Power-wise, and she's well-rounded. The girl is friggin' 145 champ and 135. She's skilled. Like I said, she possesses that knockout heavy power. And her ground is good, too. But, really, I don't disagree, man, with the odds on her because, like I said, she's in a class of her, a different class. She's in a class with, like, the Cyborgs them and the Chechenkos them, and she can hit, and Germany Radamine too. Germany Radamine can hit too. Which Germany Radamine beat Peña by submission. But still, you can't really look at that for too much. Peña could get a win here though. Like I said, if Nunes get tired in this fight, 5-round fight, if you get tired, then it could be problems because Peña will keep going and going. She has a toughness. She has a mental toughness, which Nunes has a mental toughness too. But she has a mental toughness to keep going and grinding. But if Nunes connect flush, she's going to be over. So I don't disagree with the odds, but I'll be careful with it though. I wouldn't put Nunes in too many plays, guys. Oliveira and Poirier. I got Dustin Poirier as favorite. I disagree with Poirier favorite here. I think if it's anything, it should be more of a closer fight. 150, yeah, but I like Charles Oliveira. I feel Charles Oliveira is a more well-rounded guy here, in my opinion. And he has, his skill set has gotten better over the years. I see him progress more in skills than Dustin Poirier has. Way, way more. I mean, that's what I feel. So, I disagree with the odds in this one. I like Charles Oliveira, guys. So, those are my breakdown here for my odds, guys. Fights I disagree with is Gillian and Robertson. Totally disagree with that. Costa and Tony Kelly, I would disagree with that one. Ryan Hall, Minor, I kind of disagree with that. Alex Perez and Machina, disagree with that. Maverick and Erin, it's kind of close, but I see Erin winning that fight. Andre Muniz and Anders is okay. Silva and Wright, Silva is kind of too high, man. Because Wright is, like I said, he can pull off something. Sakai and Tai is even, that's good. And Dominic Cruz and Pedro Munhoz, even, that's good. Dan Ige and Josh Emmett, not so bad. Raulian and O'Malley, I think O'Malley is too high, guys. Cody, Garbrandt and France. Should be an even fight, to be honest, man. This fight here should look like the Dominic Cruz and Pedro Munhoz, or even Tai and Sakai, man, because you don't see Cody Garbrandt at 125 at all, man, so you don't know what it's going to look like. Neal and Ponzinibbio, it's kind of close to even. It may be even the time of the fight. Nunes and Peña, I don't disagree, but be careful. And Dustin Poirier and Oliveira, this fight should be a little bit more close to even. I feel like Oliveira is going to win the fight, in my opinion. So those are my breakdown predictions there, guys, and odd breakdowns. Remember to subscribe to this channel, hit the thumbs up button, send it to my Patreon account, and you can donate to this channel. It will help me out a lot, so I can spend more time on the channel doing more breakdowns. I can spend all day, I can spend all weeks on this doing it and give up better predictions. Because I know what I'm looking for. I know what to see in the guys when the guys are fighting, when I have a good amount of moments to do it. And also I get to put the fights out earlier. Because I have a lot more other things to do. If you support the channel, put more energy to the channel, then I can put more energy into it. It takes energy to give back energy. If I'm not getting enough energy for it, then it's like you know, why is the reason why I'm doing it? There's no reason, because I have other things I need to take care of, right? So support the channel, man. Give me some more love, and push more energy out on it. I'll have more moments to make more videos. I have more moments to talk about the fights more and put a lot more work into it, right? So yeah, so that's about it, guys. One love out to everybody. You guys keep on kicking, and